Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, brother?
Doing good, man. You know what, man? Like I was saying yesterday, my pet peeve
Yeah.
people posting, I voted with the sticker. That's
Oh,
almost
dude.
as bad. That's almost as bad as the back to school pictures that flood my timeline. I'm like, you voted. Cool, man. Like, great.
Man, I'm guilty as charged, dude. I've done those photos before.
I'm like, mas
The
puto, bro.
the the sticker, the sticker.
I'm like, why? Oh, God, man. And we have some news coming out here with Sochan. I don't know if you
That's
watched
right.
the Monday night football games, but man, the Bucks, they did not look good, Mike.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Baker came down to earth big time.
Woo, man. 34 more hours till tip off. Chris Gonzalez, what's up? Mario Cavazos, good morning, fellas. We are on the eve of the Spurs season starting. It is the start of the NBA season. So I know that NBA fans like me are excited. I mean, I watch the Spurs play, but I watch more games than just the Spurs. It's because I like watching basketball. And you know what? It might have something to do with me making some bets as well, you know? I like to make a little money off of football and basketball. Jordan, has someone checked on Lerma? I know Lerma's in shambles right now. Because you know what Sohan's name's fixing to be next season? Gone.
The numbers are out, by the way, of the first day of early voting.
Oh, man. How do they look?
Well, it doesn't say who voted for who, because that doesn't get announced until
No, I know
election
that.
night.
How does it look as far as the turnout?
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Tuesday. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. It is a big day in sports because the NBA season starts today, but not for the Spurs. The Spurs start tomorrow night on ESPN, 8:30 tip-off, so it's a late start between the Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. It's going to be at the American Airlines Center in Dallas on I-45. There's a pretty good chance, Joe, I'm going to be out there with Fernandez, man. Let's just say that I talked it over with Chica, and she's down with me going, so we'll kind of figure that out, man. It's all
They're
about the
going to let
price
you go,
range.
Mike? They're going to let you go?
I had to ask for permission. You know, that's the way things go. My single days are over, right? I mean,
That's why you were cutting onions yesterday and tomatoes, washing the truck. I'm like, bro, they domesticated Mike. I've never seen a domesticated Mike before.
I know Chica asked me, hey, are you doing this because you want to go to the game and this is your way of earning points? I'm like, damn straight,
Yeah.
I'm earning points. But no, I have to do work, and I'm actually trying to mix business with pleasure out there because I do have clients in Dallas. So if I can actually get my clients from Dallas to meet with me tomorrow, at least one or two of them, it'll be like, hey, well, it was a business trip, and the Spurs so happened to be playing in Dallas that night.
Yeah.
So we'll try to figure that out. But the big news of the day, again, the NBA season starts today. Spurs season starts tomorrow. On top of that, we have news about the Spurs not extending Jeremy Sochan. We talked about this yesterday. They had a 5 p.m. deadline, and that time came and went. Spurs did not extend Jeremy Sochan. We have the first numbers out from the voting. According to Kens5.com, there was a 44% increase in voting yesterday compared to what happened with the mayoral election back in May. 44% increase. So more than 10,000 people in Bexar County voted yesterday. Now, not all of them are necessarily voting in San Antonio because there's San Antonio voters and there's Bexar County voters, but more than 10,000 people voted on day one of early voting yesterday. So,
You know who else voted yesterday too?
You did.
Posted? No. I did not. I'm going to vote probably tomorrow.
Okay.
But you know who else voted? Matt
There
Lerma.
you go, Matt Lerma. He voted
I'm still here, Sochan.
He voted for Prop A and Prop B. He also voted for the Spurs to extend Jeremy Sochan, but the Spurs said, we'll talk about that later. Okay, we don't know the breakdown of what happened. Maybe the Spurs made an offer and Sochan turned it down. Maybe the Spurs didn't make an offer. We won't ever know the details of that. But the fact of the matter is is that Sochan, who was drafted in the lottery back in 2022, is entering his final season with the Spurs, after which he becomes a restricted free agent. That basically means that if he wants to test the free agent markets in the offseason, he can. The Spurs reserve the right to match. So let's say he goes off and he finds a deal with the Celtics, for example, of 2 years, $40 million, or 3 years, $60 million, right? Let's say he was to go off and get that deal. The Spurs have time to then match that deal, match that contract. And if they match it, they keep him, right? Because a rookie deal in the first round is 4 years plus an additional 4 years as a restricted free agent, unless you get extended. He did not get extended. Keldon Johnson also did not get extended, but Keldon has 1 more year left on his deal after this season.
Could that be an indication of how the Spurs want to move this offseason?
I mean, if they wanted him, they'd go get him, right? There's different ways of looking at it. There's different ways of looking at it. What is the priority of a Jeremy Sochan to this team? Now we have to get away from the fact of whether or not he's a good player or not. He's a very, very good defender, and he's limited offensively. He's tried to improve certain things. His free throw machine's gotten a little bit better when he went to one-handed pop-a shot. But the priority is not there. The number one priority of this team is who? Victor Wembanyama. You can say that De'Aaron Fox is number 2 because they're showing him the bag. He will become the highest paid Spur of all time. You've got Stephon Castle, who won Rookie of the Year. Dylan Harper, who's the number 2 overall pick in the draft. You have other players on this team who take priority over Jeremy Sochan, and you can't pay everybody. So unless he gives the hometown discount or is okay with the role that he's going to be playing with Spurs, then he's got to do what he's got to do at that point. The other problem that you have with him is that he's not available all the time, man. And I hate to call him injury-riddled or injury-prone, but he kind of is. And it's so funny, Joe, because I had mentioned this a year ago. And what was I told, Joe? You're just a hater. You're just a hater. You didn't like Sochan from the get-go, which is true. I didn't like Sochan from the get-go because I didn't see the skill set helping this team.
What do you say, Mike? The best availability is what?
Availability. The best ability is availability. And you see him out there missing the first game or 2 of the season because he sprained his wrist at practice. He hurt himself over the offseason because he couldn't play with the Polish national team when he wanted to. He was out there playing in Arizona, working out and stuff like that. And then what happened? He got hurt over there. Last year, he missed over 25 games. The year before that, he missed more than 25 games. That is the thing that he does. He does not play 82 games like Harrison Barnes last year. He doesn't play 75 games or 70 games. He's a 55 to 58 game kind of guy because he has a list of injuries. And it's not just the same injury, Joe. It's a little bit of everything. It's his back, it's his shoulder, it's his wrist, it's his ankle. There's like his calf. It's a little bit of everything, and it's getting to be a little bit annoying, and it's actually hurting his value not only to the team, but his value in the open market as well. You can become injured and get good deals every once in a while. Look at Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen's getting paid the bag right now. That dude's just as hurt as often as Jeremy Sochan, if not worse. But for the Spurs to have a wait-and-see approach to it all is the best thing that could have been done. Now, if they whiff on this, Joe, let's say that he doesn't have a good season and they get rid of him, that would mean that the 2022 draft class was a bust. The Spurs had 3 first-rounders that year. They took Jeremy Sochan, Malachi Branham, and they took Blake Wesley. And it's very possible that at the end of this season, all of their names would have been what, Joe? Gone. All of them. And, it's disappointing because, you have multiple first-round draft picks, more than just 2. You got 3 in the first round that year, and you didn't get any of the stars out of it. Maybe Jeremy Sochan balls out this year. We don't know. We did see video of him in the offseason of him trying to work on his shot, 3-point shooting, ball handling. I will say that about Jeremy, though. His ball handling has gotten a little bit better. But, Joe, are you okay with the Spurs doing what they did yesterday by just not coming to terms with Jeremy Sochan and letting him play out his final year to see where they're at?
I think that's a smart move by the Spurs. I mean, why would they want to go ahead and extend him if they feel, as a team, that they might have something special in some of these younger players, like Carter Bryant, for example? Maybe they feel like the ceiling is higher with Carter Bryant than it is with Jeremy, and they want to see how Carter Bryant develops. Maybe they think he's a better fit. Jeremy, I think they've already seen what he's capable of doing. And not saying that he's a bad player. He's great for this team as a role player in limited minutes, maybe coming off of that second bench. He's not going to be the player that you're going to want to insert in that starting lineup. He's good defensively, but again, he becomes a liability, especially when it comes to closing time. He's not going to be part of that closing unit in the fourth quarter. At that point, what is the real value of one Jeremy Sohan? If
Right.
you're already getting some of these other veterans like Cornette, Olenek. We don't even know what Olenek can do with this team because we haven't seen him yet. If Olenek can go ahead and be serviceable on defense and then give you something a lot better than Jeremy Sohan on the offensive end, and he can be had for a cheaper price, why not keep him? He's a savvy veteran. I mean, I think the Spurs are just going to play it smart. And at the end of the day, maybe moving away from Sohan and even Keldon might be the move. I mean, I know they're fan favorites, but like I've said in the past, you can't get enamored with these players because they are tradable assets. At the end of the day, their name can be gone at any moment before that trade deadline. And I think that might happen with maybe Keldon or Jeremy before the season ends. Maybe they trade them and see if they can get something for him.
It is very possible because at that point, let's say February rolls around, which is when the trade deadline happens. If the Spurs are rocking and rolling and are in line to make the playoffs or make a run, then why not try to make your team better at the break, right? You're either a buyer or you're a seller during the trade deadline. The Spurs have been sellers in recent years, trading players like Thad Young and trading players like Zach Collins and players like that, trying to get assets out of it, first round draft picks. I can't believe the Spurs got first round draft picks for those guys, but they did.
What happened
And
with Zach Collins too? He's gotten injured. He had to get surgery.
he had
He's
to
going
get
to be
surgery,
missing.
but he balled out with the Bulls, man. He was looking
Yeah,
pretty good over there.
he
But
did,
look
but
at
he's hurt again, and that's the problem. Is that again, some of these players that the Spurs move on from, they're injured all the time. They're
yeah,
not all that great. I know that they're fan favorites, like what's his name, Mamu, right? Mamu. They're like,
right.
oh, once a Spur, always a Spur, and Mira Mamu. I'm like, y'all act like freaking Mamu was like somebody that was a starter, superstar. He's a
Right.
fucking scrub, man. I know
Yeah, he's just a dude. He's just
he's
a
just
dude.
a dude, man. I know he's a fan favorite, but who gives a shit at the end of the day? Let him be
And,
gone.
and Jeremy Sohan is just a dude, man. And and
Yeah,
and
man.
there was the belief that he could become the next Kawhi Leonard, the next X, Y, and Z when it comes to the Spurs. But you had to develop an offensive game. And I'm looking at his stats right now. Last year, Jeremy Sohan played 54 games, which means he missed 28. He only started 23. Prior to that, he had started all but 4 of his games. He played 74 games 2 years ago, and then his rookie campaign played 56 games. His shooting just never developed, Joe. It
Yeah.
just didn't. The three-point shooting went from 25% in year 1 to 30% in year 2 to 30% in year 3. Literally identical, 30.8% and 30.8%. His
He had a
two-point,
broken shot.
he never had a shot. What he
Yeah.
did improve on, though, was his two-point shooting, which jumped up from 49% 2 years ago to 59% last year. 10% improvement. His EFG improved to 56.5, which is decent. The reason why it improved so much was because he was doing nothing but shots within 5 feet. Like he had no mid-range game. He was doing layups, dunks, putbacks, and little hook shots. That's all he was doing
Yep.
because that's all he could do.
Moving well without the ball, backdoor cut, go ahead and get him the ball. Easy
Yeah,
layup.
yeah. His rebounding has been around 6.5 per game. He's just a dude, man. I mean, there's nothing that stands out of a stat sheet that makes you think, oh my God, you got to pay this guy 20, 25 million. There's
Hell
none of
no,
that.
dude.
There's none of that. And I know he's a good defender, and from time to time he'll lock down a good player. Famously, he locked down
Luca.
Luka Doncic when he played for the Mavericks. Famously, he got into a beef with Dylan Brooks in Houston. You know, that was a
And
big deal.
one
I
of
was
the
at
Thompson brothers.
one of the Thompsons, right? Amen. I was there at that game with my dad.
Blew him a kiss.
We were in the fifth row, screaming at that point. But you look at that, Joe, and I'm glad the Spurs are not overpaying because the Spurs have a history of doing that over the years, whether it be Zach Collins recently. You
Yeah.
overpay for certain players, and you're like, why did they get that contract? You just don't get it. You don't understand the logic behind it. Brian Wright, I could not stand as GM the first like 4 or 5 years. But as of 2023, Joe, I cannot see anything that he's done wrong. So, and this is where you kind of give the flowers, because you can say he messed up on the Lucas Samanic draft, right? But at least they got Kelvin in that draft. They went out and got a projected second rounder in the first round of Josh Primo. And for all the Spurs fans out there who are like, "Oh my God, we saw the glimpses what it could have been," dude, he was a scrub. He was a scrub.
Lucas Samanic, Lonnie Walker.
Lonnie Walker. So he has done he did a piss poor job of drafting early on. Now, 2023, 24, and 25 have been the no-brainers, right? You've gone out and got Victor Wembanyama with the number 1 overall pick. Everybody would have done that.
Yeah.
Number 4 pick in the draft, you go get Stephon Castle. Everyone would have done that. There was no other person who was in the running, because once you saw Reed Shepard and you saw Zachary Sarce and that center for Washington all go in the first three picks, you knew that the next player was going to be Castle, right? 2025, you get the number 2 overall pick. You luck out, win the lottery again, get to the number 2 pick, and you have Dylan Harper. That was a no-brainer too, because you weren't going to go off and piss that pick away. Those are the obvious picks. But when I say that he's doing a good job, though, Joe, is he's been been getting rid of certain players. Got rid of Zach Collins. He righted or wrong, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
He's made some trades, picked up some second round draft pick capital. Got De'Aaron Fox. Did a lot of different things
Fox, to his credit, though, and like Bobby February pointed out, Mike, that was a no-brainer, because Fox had made it clear he wanted to come to San Antonio.
He did, and his wife was from San Antonio.
Yeah,
his wife was from San Antonio.
So I don't know so much if it was Brian Wright. He made the deal happen. He got it done, but he also had help because Fox wanted to come here. There was an interest there, and a mutual interest in both parties. So that was beneficial for the Spurs. But it wasn't like Brian Wright orchestrated that deal from scratch,
Right, but he didn't mess it up, and he didn't overpay.
Yeah.
He didn't overpay.
Yeah.
So he's had a really good run the last 36 months or so. So I'll have at least to give him props when it comes to that. But man, coming into tomorrow night's game, the Dallas Mavericks, I don't know what to expect, Joe. You have the battle, the number 1, number 2 overall picks in the draft going against each other. I don't believe that's ever happened in NBA history, to play each other in the first game of the season. It's on the road in Dallas. You have a division rival when it comes to it all. I'm excited about this game because I believe the Spurs can go in there and steal it. I believe the Spurs can go in there and steal game 1, because all eyes are going to be on Cooper Flag. How does he mesh well with AD? There's a lot of moving parts on that team, a lot of new players on the Spurs. How many minutes is Luke Cornett going to get? Is Kelly Olynyk going to get any run? Is he even on the team? He hasn't even been playing.
He hasn't even played, dude.
What's the Spurs starting lineup going to be? I'm going to assume the starting lineup is going to be Castle,
Champagny,
Vassell, Champagny, Barnes, and Wemby, because you have De'Aaron Fox out with injury, and I think they're going to bring Dylan Harper off the bench.
Yeah, well, but remember, we're going to be without Fox for the first couple games here, so Spurs without Fox, and currently, as they are currently constructed, I think the team might surprise some people, and they might be good enough to ink out a win. Now,
keep in mind, the Spurs never would have gotten De'Aaron Fox had they known that they would have gotten Dylan Harper, number 2 in the pick, number 2 pick in the draft. But I'm excited, Joe, because the Spurs were undefeated in preseason. It's a start of a new season. There's a lot of moving parts. We're seeing Wemby play differently, Joe, in preseason. He's not hiding behind the 3-point line. Joe,
that's preseason, bro.
But Joe, you practice. You preseason used to practice, Joe. What if he goes out there and shoots 20 shots tomorrow, and only 4 or 5 of them are from 3, and the other 15 are from down low?
I'll be like Mira Wemby.
Yeah,
Mira Wemby.
I'm looking at the spreads, Joe, for tomorrow. Again, the game's going to be on television on ESPN, 8:30 p.m. late tip. Joe, the spread's pretty interesting.
Really? What is it?
What would you expect it to be?
I would say that the Mavs would be favored by at least maybe five,
Two
five
and a
and a
half.
half.
2.5.
Really? That's it? Just 2.5?
That's it. 2.5. The over under
Oh,
at
man.
226.
That is interesting.
So ESPN and FanDuel and all the sports books, ESPN Bet, are expecting a very close game for the first game of the season. Again, the season starts tonight, Joe. We've got 2 games on Peacock. So NBC Peacock is presenting tonight's games.
What's the slogan for the Peacock Network? You're watching the cock. Put it on a shirt.
Pause. First game of the season is going to be a 6:30 tip-off tonight between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The champs are in the house. 7.5-point favorites, the Thunder tonight. You have the Rockets without Fred VanVleet, who's out for the year. They did pick up Kevin Durant, so we're going to see Kevin Durant for the first time in a Rockets jersey. And then tonight, Golden State Warriors on the road against the LA Lakers. Golden State favored by 2.5 points. No LeBron James. LeBron James got injured during the preseason. So that's obviously why the Warriors are expected to win tonight. But, Joe, after seeing preseason, you and I said this before the preseason started, that we anticipated the Spurs being around a 44 to 46 win team. Knowing what we've seen so far and how certain players have developed, I know we've had injuries. We have De'Aaron Fox out with an injury, going to miss game 1. Jeremy Sochan going to miss game 1 as well. So we're shorthanded. Do you think that the high side of the Spurs might be that if all things click, they're healthy, Wemby takes a leap, they get some good shooting from Champagny, that Cornette does his thing down low and is able to develop that second unit alongside Harper, alongside Keldon, alongside Sochan? How surprised would you be if the Spurs got to 50 wins?
I'd be very surprised if they got to 50 wins. I think I'm going to go with the Vegas odd makers, and I'm not hating on the Spurs. I'm just saying realistically, this is maybe a 44 to 46 win team. You know, if anything higher than that is exceeding expectations, and that bodes well for Spurs fan, because the more wins you get, what is that going to go ahead and do for you? Is it going to take you out of, being a play-in team to maybe actually flirting with that 5th seat? That would be interesting to me. And again, if the Spurs catch fire at the right time and they're clicking on all cylinders, I don't think any team in the NBA would want to face this team in the first round of a playoff. You'd be a little scared, because you have Cornette and you have Wemby. And if that tandem, goes ahead and, let's say, works out the way that Spurs fans hope, that's a formidable twin towers there inside the paint. Who's gonna get through that? You got two 7-footers arguably blocking shots, going after rebounds. That's a formidable duo defensively.
Well, I'm looking at the odds right now on FanDuel, Joe. The odds of the Spurs getting 45 wins, they have it at minus 120, which basically means they think the Spurs have a 55 to 60% chance of getting there, right? But the Spurs are plus 230 getting to 50 wins. Plus 230 odds is like a 20% chance. So, I mean, Vegas thinks there's like a 1 in 5 chance of the Spurs going off and getting 50 wins.
You know what could help them propel them past, getting more than maybe 44 to 46 wins? Making a trade before the trade deadline. Getting a player that can help spread the floor even more. If you could go ahead and you trade away a Sochan and you get you a player who can space the floor, who's all right on defense, but can go ahead and knock down a 3 like nobody's business if they're wide open, that's going to help space the floor.
I just did the calculator right now. I have a gambling calculator here. Plus 230 odds is actually a 30% chance of making 50 wins. So Vegas right now believes that there's a very good chance of the Spurs getting to 45 plus wins. That's actually not like a far stretch thing. They think there's a really good chance. 30%, Joe, that's almost 1 in 3. That's 3 in 10. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the one thing that you have to go ahead and factor in here, And the reason I'm saying they could win, I would hope they would win 50, but the only thing that could, let's say, stop them from getting to the 50 win mark, at best 44 to 46, is injury. And we have
Hmm.
to understand that injuries are part of the game. And I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but we don't know what players it's going to affect throughout the season. There's going to be nagging injuries such as, something going on with an ankle, a knee, it could be a hip, a
Right.
back, something going on there. And that could, keep said player out for a couple games or whatnot. And in the absence of, maybe some key players being out, Spurs might lose a couple there. And all I'm saying, at the end of the day, injuries have a factor into the overall record. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm just speaking facts. And that's why I'm like, I think 44 to 46 wins is something I'd feel more comfortable with. It more than that, I'm all for it. That means the team was healthy, So
Yeah.
I'm for it. I'm excited. Prende la vela every time if you're a Spurs fan this season, so no one gets injured. Turn on your Spurs candles. The Coach Pop prayer candle. It still has magic in it.
Everybody and their mama right now, national media, is just drooling over Victor Wembanyama. And it's weird because I know that you're very cautious when it comes to it because you've always been, well, what has he proven? He's at the age right now that Tim Duncan was when Duncan got into the NBA,
Yeah,
21 years old. Still younger, but roughly the same age. So Wemby, his first two seasons wins Rookie of the Year, was poised to be Defensive Player of the Year last year, but got hurt, deep
the
vein
deep. Yep.
thrombosis, right? So he got shut down. But everyone seems to be raving about what he's done in the offseason when it comes to his training, when it comes to who he's been training with. We know that Kevin Garnett and Hakeem Olajuwon has spent time with Victor Wembanyama. Everybody's projecting him now to be that leap. This is year 3. This is the leap season. You are now going to be a top 10 player. Some are saying maybe even a top 5 player or an MVP candidate when it's all said and done. That, to me, is what's going to determine whether or not the Spurs get 48 to 50 wins. If you have an MVP candidate, because that would mean, Joe, that he's probably averaging 26, 27 points per game. He's probably Defensive Player of the Year, probably getting 3 to 4 blocks per game. I mean, if Wemby is healthy and proves that he is a generational player, because, dude, that guy's size is different, man. I've been mentioning this the past couple of weeks. His size appears to be different. Brian Windhorst of ESPN says, dude, the Spurs are lying, man. He ain't 7'4". He wasn't even 7'3" last year. He's 7'7" now.
Yeah.
That putback duck he had on Harrison Barnes' missed free throw the other day, where he just casually just dunked the ball without jumping.
Yeah.
If he becomes a top 3, top 4 player, Joe, alongside the Nikola Jokic's of the world, alongside the Luka Doncic's of the world, if he becomes a top 3, 4 player with the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, but Tatum's hurt, but that type of thing, Joe, that's when you know the Spurs are a 50-win team. Because you cannot have a top 3 or 4 player in the NBA and not be a 50-win team. It kind of goes hand in hand, Joe. Kind of goes hand in hand.
It does. The one gripe that I had with Wemby is Wemby, and they're always saying he's a generational talent. He's this, he's that. I have yet to see that. The problem with Wemby is that he's not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Being generational to me is coming in and being able to arise to the occasion in the big games, in the big moments against top tier talent. You can't be generationally tall. You need
Right.
to be able to put that team on your shoulders and propel them to victory. We saw Wemby do some of that before the deep vein thrombosis took him out. And that's when I was like, you know what? Maybe this kid, if he can do this consistently, that can actually propel this team to that next gear. But still, in my eyes, I think I just want to see a little bit more consistency out of Wemby. I'm not going to go ahead and crap on him. I'm just going to say I just want to see more consistency out of him. I just feel like the Spurs team is still missing a piece. I don't know what that piece might be, but they're still missing that extra piece. And I think if they can find that little missing link there, that extra piece that they need, that's going to be the deciding factor that's going to make this team a good team into a great team. If they become a great team, what does that mean? That means
Right.
that they'll be in the conversation of, hey, this team, you don't want to see them. They can go all the way to the Western Conference Finals. I want to see that happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And, you have to take things early on. JHNSB saying on our chat, powered by PFN LaCantera, saying, I don't see Wemby having 10 plus seasons. Just too tall. Hope I'm wrong. Well, you had players that were 7 foot and above, like David Robinson and Akeem Olajuwon, who had long careers. Ralph Sampson did not. And that's why Wemby does the stretches that he does. He employs people, literally, they employ people to help with his stretching, to help with his feet, because that's what it's all about. And it's also making sure that he doesn't gain too much weight. We do see that he has gained a significant amount of muscle. He looks more like David Robinson than he has in years past.
Yeah, he put on some muscle. He got stronger. He was out there training with at the Shaolin Temple with the Shaolin monks,
Yeah.
having to shave his head, and he was training with Kevin Garnett. They say he was over there with Hakeem, doing his thing, and I mean, that's all good. He was doing his thing in the off season. Didn't have a lot of video or anything about it, just speculation. Then you see some little videos coming out here and there, and you're like, Mira Wemby, Mira Wemby.
Mhm.
I just want to see Wemby be consistent, man. That's all I want. I just want to see him be consistent. If he can consistently drop down 20 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and get close to flirting with the triple double every night, because, he's passing that ball and he's getting, 7, 8 assists. Because the
Right.
one thing that goes unnoticed here with Wemby is that Wemby is a good passer, man. I think he's one of the best passing big men in the NBA, and people don't really notice that aspect of his game, but he can find the open man. And that's what I like about Wemby, is that he's always looking for his teammates, and trying to get them involved. If you can get Wemby flirting with the triple double every night, that bodes well for the team.
Well, we saw that with the passing he did with Luke Cornett.
Yeah.
And if that's the improvement of his game, of coming back down low and actually playing to his strength, which is his height. I mean, we've seen that in the preseason where he's out there shooting just 3 or 4 3-point attempts. I mean, he's not abandoning the 3-point shot,
No.
but he's being more selective about it and banging bodies down low because he has more muscle. Maybe that more additional strength gives him some more confidence down low. I'm looking at the odds right now for the Spurs, Joe. The odds of the Spurs, according to FanDuel Sportsbook, of winning the NBA Finals is 55-1. The odds of winning the Western Conference is 30-1. Now, the odds of the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is the heavy favorite to win Most Valuable Player. Nikola Jokic is second. Makes sense. They both have won most recently. Number 3, Luka Doncic. Number 4, Joe, Victor Wembanyama at 10-1 odds. Above Giannis, who's at 13, and above Anthony Edwards, who's at 25-1 odds. Defensive Player of the Year, Joe, Victor Wembanyama is at minus 185, Joe. That is basically saying that they believe that there's like a 55-60% chance of him getting.
Yeah.
He's a shoo-in when it comes to it all. What did I say? Minus 185 odds, right?
185, yeah.
I'm going to put this into the calculator here. Minus 185 odds, given that ratio there, says that the Spurs, the Spurs big man has a implied odds of, let's see, calculate that. It's in the 60% range.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically his health is all that it is to figure that out. Second in Defensive Player of the Year is actually Chet Holmgren, the Oklahoma City player.
I think whoever picked that, whoever did that, don't know shit.
Yeah. When it comes to Rookie of the Year, the number 1 odds go to Cooper Flagg of the Dallas Mavericks. Ace Bailey is number 2. Trey Johnson, number 3. Dylan Harper, number 4. Dylan Harper's at 13-1 odds. VJ Edgecombe at number 5. Con Knipple, number 6. So why would they not have Dylan Harper as the second highest odds when he was the number 2 player in the draft? It's because the Spurs know that he's on a team where he's not going to get as many minutes. I mean, I would think Dylan Harper is probably going to average, 22 minutes per game? 20 to 24?
I don't know, man. I think the kid can turn that around a little bit, because if he shows that he's NBA ready out the gate and he's playing at a very high level, he controls his own destiny. I think if he plays so good, Brian Wright has no other choice than to go ahead and look at the kid and be like, you know what? We need to go ahead and give this kid more run. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say something bold right now. I think Dylan Harper has a better season than Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year.
I think Cooper Flagg would have to get hurt, because the usage that Cooper Flagg is going to get is going to be tremendous. I think
Yeah,
he's going
but
to have
with
to get
more
hurt.
usage, you also have a higher possibility of getting injured. Now, if he
Right.
gets injured, that could be the fortune that favors Dylan Harper.
I'm looking at the odds of Coach of the Year, Joe. Mitch Johnson, 25-1 odds. I mean, do you think he has any chance? Because if they're a 50-win team, I mean, if
I
they're a
mean, I
50-win
wouldn't
team,
say he doesn't.
he's in the running.
I wouldn't say he doesn't have a chance, but if the Spurs can turn things around that much, where you're looking at a team that's winning 50 plus games, 50 or more, how can you not look at him at being a coach of the year candidate, a bona fide coach of the year candidate?
Let's talk a little bit more about the Spurs later on in the show. Let's go ahead and talk about the NFL in general, right? I liked seeing like the odds of things like FanDuel and DraftKings and things like that. But you were talking about yesterday's game involving the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the
Oh,
Detroit Lions.
that was ugly, dude.
I mean, the Lions had to bounce back. They'd had a couple of bad losses out there, but you're looking at it right now, Joe. Is it safe to say that there's no clear favorite in the NFC right now, or in the AFC as well? Because I'm looking at it right now. Any team can be any team on any given Sunday. That's just the old saying. But I find this to be true because you look at it, the Green Bay Packers are not unbeatable. They tied Dallas, for crying out loud, right? They're not unbeatable. Michael Parsons did have a 3-sack game for the first time in his career this past weekend. Amazing, right? He'll finally win Defensive Player of the Year. Watch. But he goes off there and balls out. But I have no faith in the Packers. The Lions will lion, man. Dan Campbell will do something stupid. He'll make a bad call. He'll get too risky. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball downfield very well. The Rams, Puka Nakua's hurt. Matt Stafford is having one of his best years ever in his career, but he's old. Who else is out there, Joe? I mean, the Bears are young. The Panthers are young. And I know they're on the outside looking in, but still, I mean, are we going to look at San Francisco and think that we're worried about a San Francisco team that has a backup quarterback and when Brock Purdy is out there looks even worse and a nicked up Christian McCaffrey? The Washington Commanders are beatable. Everybody in the NFC is beatable, Joe, which I think is why you're excited as a Cowboy fan, because you know that the Cowboys are just as good as those teams. They just put themselves behind the 8 ball with early losses.
You know what? One team that we do not talk about here, and I think could be a dark horse, the Patriots, man. Look at their record, Mike.
And Drake
They're
May,
5-2. They're leading the AFC East. I mean, I'm not saying that they're world beaters, but I think this is a sneaky good team, you know?
They are doing the right things. There's no star on that team.
No,
It's very reminiscent of when Tom Brady was leading the Patriots to championships. Was that, you know, you had one player that was a star, which was the quarterback, and everybody else was just a bunch of role players. And I know they had Gronk, and I know they had players like that, but for the most part, it was a starless team. And you look at the standings right now, in the playoff standings right now. This is based on ESPN, what the playoffs would look like. In the NFC, the number 1 seed would be the Green Bay Packers, Joe. The 4-1-1 record. That one tie against the Dallas Cowboys. The number 2 seed would be the San Francisco 49ers. They're not a very good team, Joe. You got the number 3 seed being the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-2. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the 4 seed at 5-2. The Lions as the 5 seed at 5-2. The Seahawks at 5-2 are also in the wild card hunt as well. And then the number 7 team is the Rams at 5-2. That's the problem for the Cowboys, Joe. The Cowboys sit there at number 10 at 3-1. 7 teams make the playoffs. The number 7 team right now, Joe, is 5-2.
Cowboys right now are second in the NFC East at 3-1. You know, because they bested the Commanders, so they have a record. Commanders have a record of 3-4. Cowboys right now are 2 games behind the Eagles. The only way that the Cowboys can start making some headway is that the Eagles got to lose and the Cowboys got to win. But when you come into looking at the quality of schedule between the Cowboys and the Eagles, it's going to be tough for the Cowboys. The Cowboys have a tougher schedule than the Eagles do.
I mean, Joe, with a winning percentage of 714, the projected win total needed to make the playoffs is 12. Now it's not going to it's not going to stay there, Joe, because these teams play each other in division. So really, we're saying that the Cowboys need to go 10-6-1 to make the playoffs. They might need to go 11-5-1 to make the playoffs.
If the Cowboys get to 10 wins, I don't think it's going to be enough, man.
It's possible.
They're going to be they're on the outside looking in. I know it would piss Cowboy fan off, but it is what it is, man. They have the Cowboys had a couple games there that they let go. 3 games could be the difference maker. And what were those 3 games?
Panthers,
the
Bears.
Opening game against the Eagles, they could have won. They lost that one. The Bears and they
weren't ready. They weren't ready. And they should have won that one.
And the Panthers. And
then the tie to Green Bay when they had Green Bay on the ropes.
That one should have been a win, Mike. That timekeeper, that was all sorts of stupid.
Joe,
second, bro.
Joe. They went over and did a. They went to instant replay. It was correctly done, Joe. I mean,
that's bullshit, dude.
You wanted a home field advantage when it came to it all.
They took that one from the Cowboys, man.
I can't believe
they took that one from the
Cowboys. There is literally a what's it called? There's literally a sorry, we have listeners who are texting their requests, want to talk about college football. I'm like, just watch the show, damn it. Just watch the show. No, there's literal replay of this, Joe. There was replay.
The refs wanted it to end in a tie because they had some money on the game. Like, come on, dude.
Joe, don't be that way, dude.
Yeah, that's all it was, bro. They paid the refs off. They paid them off, bro.
Joe, do we have to call up the play?
The ball
dropped to the ground with 1 second.
Opinion, and my opinion matters.
Opinions are like assholes, Joe. We all have one, right?
Yeah, I have an opinion.
It'd be funny if the Cowboys don't make it because of defensive issues and Micah Parsons is Defensive Player of the Year. That would be interesting, Joe. But let's go to the AFC, Joe, because the number 1 seed in the AFC right now is your Indianapolis Colts, Joe, at 6-1. All they do is win.
Indiana Jones, brother. Indiana Jones.
Drake May and the Patriots at number 2. The Cowboys' next opponent, the Denver Broncos at 5-2, who came back and had 33 points scored in the fourth quarter to beat the Giants the other day. Here's the thing about the Broncos, Joe. They're undefeated at home. That's gonna be a tough game for the Cowboys. Pittsburgh Steelers with Aaron Rodgers at 4-2, the 4 seed. The 5 seed, the Buffalo Bills, the 6 seed, the LA Chargers. Number 7, Jacksonville. On the outside looking in, Joe, at number 8, the Kansas City Chiefs. If the season ended right now, Kansas City would not be in the playoffs. But they're playing hot. They're playing like a hot, stinky diaper, bro. Out in the parking lot over there at the HEB, man. They ain't what they used to be. They used to be top tier. Now what are they? They're Hill Country Fair, bro. Dude, they are doing well right now.
Yeah, they're going to be decimated, dude, by injury. I don't think this team is going to be the same Chiefs team. They might very well miss the playoffs, man.
Well, you look at all these teams, Joe, and none of these teams stand out as being unbeatable. Back in the day, you would look at a team like, man, you don't want to play Baltimore, you don't want to play Buffalo, you don't want to play Kansas City, you don't want to play any of these teams. Right now, in both the AFC and the NFC, the Colts are the 1 seed. They're unproven. They have a rookie tight end, Tyler Warren, out there as one of their top receivers. They have Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Is he really that good? They have a young coaching staff, a young offensive line. You look at Indianapolis, and you might not be scared of them. Then you look at the Steelers. All they do is win playoff games, is win games and get to the playoffs, right? That's all the Steelers do. We were like, hey, they got Aaron Rodgers this year.
Steelers are automatic, brother.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, we're looking at Aaron Rodgers thinking that, man, he looked like crap with the Jets. He was hurt with them over there. Career over. He goes to Pittsburgh, and they're going to make the playoffs yet again because that's what they do. They win 10 to 11 games every year. That is what they do. But are you scared of the Steelers? No.
No, not at all.
Are you scared of Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence?
No.
No. The one team that I look at that I think is actually scary good right now in the AFC is probably Denver.
I don't know, man. The one team that I think people don't want to see coming out of the AFC might be that Patriots team, dude. Like I said, that might be
Right.
a sneaky good team flying under the radar, you know?
Oh, I don't know if they're flying under the radar. Drake May right now has the second best odds of winning the MVP right now, according to FanDuel. So
Patriots are balling, bro.
he is good, dude. He is good. I think the one team that when you put it all together in the NFC that has it going is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you saw yesterday that any given Sunday or Monday, they can get their asses handed to them.
Man, and shout out to that guy, man, that the one player from the Bucks. I forgot his name. I was watching the game as I was working, and he just got hit. He came down at a weird angle, hit his head on the turf, and got concussed. Dude, that did not look good, man. I felt sorry for that brother, dude. He was out. You know, they had to kind of like prop him up, and they were trying to get him coherent again, man. And you could tell, man, that dude was hurt, man. He didn't know where he was at, Mike. That's a bad injury, bro. CTE, man.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Let's give some love to our sponsor, PF Chang's Lock and Terror. Go tell Sean Quintero hi from us. Say that Area 210 podcast sent you over there. Man, 8 brand new drinks, Joe. I showed that list to Chica. She says the next time we're in San Antonio, we're going to go to PF Chang's because she says she thinks that they made those drink specials for her. She loves every single one of them.
Oh, my God.
Let's give some
Every
love to
single
Sean and PF Chang's.
All right. PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
And what is
Everybody
Wednesday,
loves that
Joe?
music, Mike. Everyone loves that music.
That's right. And what is Wednesday, Joe? Wednesday.
It's
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. That's right. They do half off bottles of champagne and wine at PF Chang's La Cantera. But all day, every day, they have their happy hour from 3 to 6. But all day, every day, they have their 8 new cocktails for $8.99. Not bad, Joe. Not bad. The lychee martini, lemon drop martini, Tokyo Mule. Joe, whenever I go hang out with Chica, guess what she's ordering? Lychee martinis, lemon drop martinis, and mules.
I like the mule. I like a good mule.
If you want to go get trashed before the game, want a pregame before the Spurs, the Crimson Tiger Long Island. Man, I haven't had a good Long Island in a while, Joe. But that's for sale for $8.99. The Golden Buddha Mai Tai, if you want a sweet drink. The Jade Margarita, if you want some tequila in you. And then the Blood Orange Margarita and the Pertini, all going for $8.99. All day, every day at La Cantera's PF Chang's, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, the Jade Margarita and also the Lemon Drop Martini, I thought would have been right up Chica's alley, dude.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, Joe, so do you think I'm just really trying to earn points with Chica?
Oh,
to go to the game?
Oh, definitely.
Go, show the photo on Facebook. I cannot believe that she posted this. I was so pissed.
Bro, like,
I
you
very rarely
put
get
up all the
upset.
vegetables in the house, Mike.
Okay, so Chica, she makes dinner for me every night. Okay, I love my girl. She works full-time as a dental hygienist. But during the week, Monday through Friday, she makes me breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I have a big old vat of chorizo and egg that I'm going to have for lunch today because she makes my chorizo and egg. She makes all that stuff, right? So last night she tells me, Michael, can you chop up some tomatoes? So have the tomatoes, chop up the onions, and chop up the zucchini, right? I wasn't paying attention. I was still in work mode. And she's like, why did you chop all the tomatoes? Why did you do the entire onion? And I said, because you didn't tell me otherwise, woman. You didn't say just half an
And
onion.
you cut cucumbers, bro.
And I didn't realize I was chopping cucumbers and not and not I was chopping
Oh,
cucumbers and not zucchini. And I was like, man, these smell different, but whatever, because they look the same, dude. And so
damn.
I'm in the front yard washing the car, because we went to Oklahoma over the weekend, and a lot of bad back roads, and the going through the wash was not cleaning it thoroughly, right? So I had to go in there and scrub it down by hand. She comes out and she's all excited that I was washing it by hand. But then she comes outside and starts laughing at me, going, dude, why do I have all these onions and tomatoes? That's like a month's worth over there. And on top of that, she's there saying, um, why did you chop up cucumber, not zucchini? And I said, they all look the same to me. I don't know. I don't know. So she gave me crap about that. Later on in the night, she's there saying, I know why you were being so nice. You want to go with Fernandez to the Spurs game against the Mavericks, right? And I was like, babe, I wasn't trying to earn points, but in the back of my mind, was I actually subconsciously trying to earn points, Joe? Was I
You sure
subconsciously
enough
trying to earn
were.
points?
Sure enough, you were, because she even commented that Mike had to wash the car by hand or the truck by hand.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's just brownie points there. The one thing that I commented on her post here, I said, did you check for plastic?
Oh,
Plastic
yeah, yeah.
pieces?
Now, one time I made chorizo over there. By the way, like I've told her this before. We're going to get married in the next 2 months, 2 or 3 months. We don't have a date yet or anything like
Yeah.
that, but time is a coming, right? I'm not going to waste time. Love the woman. Why am I going to have like this whole 3-year, 4-year
Right.
courtship and all that stuff? We're
What is it,
already,
like the song? The Beyonce song? What did she say? You
yeah.
put a ring on it.
Yeah, if you like it, you better put a ring on it. So we're buying a house together. We may as well get married. I love her. Well, she loves me. Let's just do this, right? But what's funny about it is that like, some of these things, the household things, we have our roles in a certain way, and I dig it, man. I dig her. She's a cool chick, man. She really, really is.
He's the commander of the household, Mike. She
What's
she
that?
says what goes. Chica is the commander of the household. She says what goes inside the house. Like, she likes to run a tight ship.
Well, she runs a
Like,
tight
she
ship
likes,
in the sense that
yeah,
the house is always clean.
yeah.
There,
That's what
there,
I'm saying. She's
the
particular.
military put on the white
Yeah,
glove and go like this to try to like look for dust. There ain't any, dude. She
yeah.
mops and sweeps and cleans and vacuums every day. It is hospital clean in here. But when it comes to food, Joe, she starts doing all this stuff like makes my breakfast and lunch and dinner every day. I mean, I dig that. We go out to eat on the weekends, but I tell her all the time, "What do you want me to do?" And she goes, "There's only one thing I want you to do, Joe.
Make money.
More money. Make money. And if you
This
want to
house
make
ain't
more
gonna pay
money,
itself.
the segue is here, Joe. The segue is here. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. If you have any questions about IRAs, 401k rollovers, TSP rollovers, 403b rollovers, give me a call. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. You have questions about life insurance, long-term care, disability insurance, give me a call. I've been licensed for 19 years. I think I do a pretty good job about it. And you know what? This podcast has been really, really good to me. I've had a lot of people from this podcast reach out to me, call asking for advice, become clients and things like that. I'm not going to say who has become my client because that is all confidential, but give me a call, 210-508-0369. Jesse here reaches out to us and says, make more money, make wiener and egg. Gross, Joe. Gross.
I'm gonna ask Chica about that next time I see her. I said, Chica, are you down for some wiener and egg? She'd probably say the same thing. That's gross.
That's gross. That's gross.
She's gonna say that's poor people food. I can already hear her.
And it's funny that we say that because, like, I know we had Fernandez on yesterday. You say it loud, say it proud. It's just,
Yeah.
we reach a stage in life where we don't want to do certain things. And one of the
Yeah.
things we don't want to do is sit in bad seats at basketball and football games.
Say it, Mike. Say it, Mike.
Don't
You don't
wanna
want to sit
do it.
where?
Don't want to sit with the peasants.
That's
Just
damn
is
right.
what it is. I know it took years for us to get there. We were at peasant status at some point. We were born on third base. We were born on first base or at home plate and made our way around the bases, though, Joe. And that's the thing, is that we want to enjoy ourselves and enjoy life and enjoy vacations. That's why I look at, like, I was giving you crap yesterday on our private text. You were saying that you wanted to go
Texas coast, baby.
Texas coast, right? You knew where I was going with this. We were giving you crap about it. I was like, oh my goodness, the Texas coast. And I know a lot of people go vacation in the Texas coast. I was in Galveston twice this year.
Caca
I went.
water.
It's caca water, dude. That's some brown ass crap, man. That's not even a beach. That's what I was saying, Joe. The best places to go in Texas for water is not the coast. It's the lakes and the rivers. It's the Guadalupe, the Comal, the Frio. It's the lakes in North Texas and East Texas. It's the national parks and the state parks that you have here in Texas that are amazing. I would much rather go do that and actually buy a house or a cabin or a second home in those areas as opposed to Cacawater, Port Aransas.
Yeah, Elias. Joe got mad. I didn't get mad. I just said Elias gonna be talking shit and Mike be talking shit. You ain't invited to the carne asada. You know
Well,
who's gonna go? You know who's gonna come? I'm gonna invite Leja and I'm gonna invite Matt Lerma and I'm
yeah,
gonna go ahead and get my $2,000 that I was telling Elias. You know,
for the bounty,
the bounty,
the ice
and we're gonna
bounty
go
on
ahead
him.
and we're gonna have a barbecue.
Well, okay, so I mean, part of this was like Chica is sending me photos of like different houses that we can go buy, right? And again, I'm selling my house. She's selling her house. We'll be out of those houses in the next couple of months. We'll have a nice down payment. We're gonna go buy something. We're looking all over the place. We're looking in Leon Springs and Helotes and all that stuff, but we're also looking over here as well because we don't know where we're gonna be or want to be. I mentioned to you yesterday, Joe, that I feel healthier away from San Antonio than I do when I'm in San Antonio. And people are like, well, just don't eat at those restaurants. It's kind of hard when it's every freaking block. There's a taqueria and there's a Bill Miller's, man. It's hard to like be healthy in San Antonio. San Antonio's unhealthy for a reason. So if I'm going to move back, I got to go to like Leon Springs. I got to go deep into Helotes, not like Bandera 1604. I'm talking like Joe Sabi's 211 out in that area, right? Beyond Iron Horse Canyon. I need to be
Yeah.
way away from the city because I need to be healthier, Joe. And San Antonio does not lend itself to being healthy. I hate to say it. Neither does Houston. Neither does Dallas. Austin does. But it's being able to do things and be outdoorsy. I'm tired of the city life, Joe.
Look
I
at
want to be
Elias.
out in the woods.
He's trying to bait me. Joe, tell us what you think about I voted selfies. No, mas puto, bro. Mas puto. I hate those damn selfies where they put the sticker. I voted. I voted. Who gives a shit? I'm just like, that's as bad as flooding the timeline with the freaking back to school pictures. Here we go. They're coming. They're gonna put all these kids out there, gonna flood the timeline and look at my beautiful little darling or whatever. And then this to make it worse, bro, they have a group of dudes in a circle touching tips with the freaking I voted stickers. Let's touch tips. The fuck is that, bro?
Let us gingerly touch our tips.
I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? No, man, y'all
Do you know
weird,
what? Do you know what?
dude.
Do you know
Y'all
what's
goofy,
worse?
man.
Do you know what's worse than that, Joe? The boomerangs of people getting drinks. It's the cocktail in, cocktail out, cocktail in, cocktail out. Can we stop that? Can we stop that?
Oh my god, dude. I'm like, you know what? I voted. I voted. So what? You're better than me because you voted. Oh god, you know what? Somebody was sharing this, and it was came through the through the media share, and I thought this was funny.
What you
It's
got?
on the Facebook Marketplace. Look at this, dude. This would be something you would wear, Mike. On the front, it says Spurs number 21,
Yeah.
and then it's a reversible like Kobe Bryant. He turned it inside out. Oh man, dude. That's one of a kind. One of one, Mike. One of one.
That's brutal.
Oh man.
Do you do Facebook Marketplace?
Nah, bro. I don't buy crap from there.
Oh my god. Okay, so Chica is all about Facebook Marketplace. Hell, she got me on Facebook, right? We met each other on Facebook dating. That being said, she's always looking for a deal. And she sends out lowball offers to people, Joe, and they say yes every single time. We have a Keurig over here. So we have this nice Keurig that crapped out after a couple of years.
Yeah.
She got a new one. It was literally brand new, Joe. $15. It's normally $200, $300 for one. She's like, I'm just gonna offer them $15. She bought these trench coats the other day. We're in the middle of the crappy part of Houston, getting these trench coats where I'm like, you're probably buying stolen goods, right? So
You know
she
what?
bought 2 trench coats for like $60 and they're high-end fashion. And I'm like, the only way that they're giving you that, Joe, is because they're stolen. They got swiped from the store from Nordstrom's or whatnot. They're brand new, Joe. They got the tags on them.
That's stolen merch, man. Whatever, dude. But you know, there's one thing. There's one reason in particular I don't like buying crap from Facebook Marketplace, and this goes back to the years where I used to work with USAA, and we used to like when you used to total cars and stuff like that. You know, you
Yeah.
would see work with the police to recover the cars or whatever because they were an impound lot or whatnot. We came across a lot of seedy stuff, man. Even doing what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
a lot of these things that get sold on Facebook Marketplace, they might look like they're in good condition,
Hmm.
but you never know what kind of house they came out of, bro.
Right.
Like if somebody's cooking meth in a house and you had a Keurig that was hardly used or a trench coat that was hardly used, that stuff's just damaged goods, bro. There ain't no taking that chemical out of that thing. You just might as
Oh,
well burn it. You know, so that's why I'm like, nah, man. I ain't buying stuff like that from these people, bro. No.
dude, she is the queen of thrifting, man. The queen of thrifting. And it's funny those we say thrift because back in the day when I thought of thrift shops, I thought of like Goodwill. But
Yeah.
there are high-end ones, Joe, that have brand new clothes in there. I was at the Uptown Cheapskate on Hebner Oaks the other day. I got brand new Lucchese brand polos, which typically go for about 150 to $200 a pop. I got them for $40 each, and they were brand new with the tags. I'm just telling you, she looks around for these deals. She goes to different places.
Yeah.
She loves the hunt for it all. We have a super chat coming in from Jason
Yep.
Garcia, $5.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you for the donation. Jason says chancla for Mike saying that he can't lose weight in San Antonio. He's paying for the chancla.
He's gonna get that chunkla, Mike. How dare you say you can't lose weight in San Antonio?
Do I have to quote TLC again, Joe? That is actual and factual, Joe. You can't lose weight in Texas and San Antonio anyway. You can't. San Antonio is not designed for thin or skinnier people. It's just not.
Look
It-
at that
Yes, I don't think-
JHNSB. I don't think meth cookers use Keurigs, Joe. That's not what I'm saying, dude. They might not use the Keurig to cook that stuff in, but if it's in the house, those chemicals get spread all over every single item in that house. Whether it's in a box, whether it's in plastic, it ain't no more good, dude. That's all
Yep.
I'm saying.
Hey, we were talking about going to San Antonio, Joe. You know when you're getting closer to San Antonio when the tortas appear, Joe, and Francesca makes so much fun about all that. She'll call me, goes, "Are you close to home? Are you close to San Antonio?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in Torta City. They're all over the place. They're everywhere, everywhere. There ain't no place healthy in San Antonio, Joe. There's just food restaurants all over, and it's delicious. The last time I was there, I went to a taqueria and I went to Bill Miller's, and I felt like crap for the rest of the week, Joe. I'm telling you,
Got
man,
the bubble gut.
bubble gut, man. When it came to it all, another super chat coming in from Joshua.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Joshua Avelar says, "My dad just got his 'Shut Up Gina' T-shirt in the mail and loves it. Stay Spurs, stay." That's right, baby. You know what?
Oh.
Your dad's a fighter, Joshua. Your dad's a fighter, Joe. He didn't ask for it, but I want the Sitco guy because I
Okay.
picture his dad wearing the "Shut Up Gina" shirt, going to the polls, and being told to take it off. Again, vote yes for Prop A and Prop B for the Spurs. But if they told him to take off the T-shirt, the "Shut Up Gina" shirt, I picture your dad, Joshua, doing this.
Oh, me pegan toda la pura verga. Me trepan a la verga. Mira.
I love the sick guy stuff, dude.
Oh, hold on. One of my buddies needs me to sign an I-9 because he's gonna be working from home. He's
Yeah.
like, "Can you sign my I-9, bro, to prove that I'm what do you say? To prove I'm from this country so I can work in the United States."
Mario
I'm
Kavas,
like, bro, you got me. These people be killing me, man. Sometimes my friends, the stuff that they ask you for, bro, like out of nowhere, like what? Like,
yeah.
what are you asking me for? Oh my god. I thought it was Elias at first. I'm like, bro, you need me to do what? And it's like, oh, it's my friend Ed. So I'm like, shout out to you, Ed. Oh God, look at no fat is fat. That's like saying, there's a trap, man. Like when your girl asks you, if you were dating a torta, do I look fat in this dress? No, girl, you don't look fat. Your fat makes you look fat, though.
So Chica asked me a while back about like how I was still single because I was separated for 2 years before my divorce was finalized and whatnot. And I was like, I'd go out on dates and whatnot. And she goes, "Well, why did you stop dating the other girls and why did you start dating me?" And I told her the story about how I went on a date with this one girl and we ended up at the Cheesecake Factory at La Cantera, right? Because I think we went shopping at La Cantera, then we ended up at the Cheesecake Factory and her friends were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is the last time I went out with this one girl. And Joe, have you been to Cheesecake Factory?
I've been to Cheesecake Factory before because my niece, one of my favorite nieces, that's her favorite spot to go to. And she always wants me to take her there because she wants the hamburger.
Okay. How are the plates in size, Joe?
They're all right. They're pretty
They're-
good,
they're
bro.
big,
pretty
Joe.
good. They're pretty good.
I mean, two people can share a plate over there. Well,
And it's
I
for
got
one. Yeah.
it's for one. I got my plate, and I don't even know what I ordered. I probably ordered like pasta and chicken, like something like that, right? And I got my plate, and I ate half of it, and I was huffing and puffing. I was like, "Oh, I'm full."
Did you get the sweats?
I got the meat sweats. This girl that I was going out with ate her meal, and she wasn't like fat.
Yeah.
But she wasn't skinny, but she wasn't fat. She was not torta or anything like that. But she ate her meal.
You lost all respect for her of the way she ate.
Then she ate the rest of my meal and had the audacity to ask for cheesecake. Not to share. Not to share,
Oh.
but for herself. Did she take home a to-go order? No, Joe. And I just sat there and I envisioned her being fatter and fatter and fatter. And I was like, I don't want to see this girl anymore.
That happened to one of my friends, bro. He went on a blind date. He took this girl out and he goes, man, she ordered like the family size portion of macaroni.
Yeah.
And he's like, this girl did not eat the whole thing and didn't even offer me any. He goes, after that, I knew this was done. He goes, I lost all respect for her, bro.
Mario Cavazos reaches out to us in our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera asking the question, what is the percentage of tortas in the 210? Well, it's in the number 210% of the women in San Antonio are tortas.
210%. Oh God.
Yeah, Joe, but I remember just watching her eat and it disgusted me.
Mike, you're looking at her. Ugh.
I'm like, this chick had 5,000 calories.
Oh,
sitting.
man.
She wasn't going to go jogging. I was just there going, I was just doing the math in my head going, she going to be 400 pounds when it's all said and done. So, Mario says, I don't think I've ever had a torta food, Joe. I know it's a sandwich. I know what it looks like. I don't think I've ever ordered one before. I'm sure I have. Maybe I've had.
Mario Cavazos. Poor girl didn't eat all day because she was going to Cheesecake Factory.
She was saving herself. She was saving her calories for the Cheesecake Factory. And then my thoughts were, if I ate that much, Joe, the dump that I would take 30 minutes later would have been tremendous, Joe. She ate her entire plate, the remaining half of mine, and a cheesecake, and had like 4 teas.
Oh, damn.
No. Meantime, Chica only eats like my family looks at Francesca eat and goes, she doesn't eat. She only eats like, like I don't know. She eats like whatever the kid size, like a Happy Meal, for example. That's the size of food that she eats. Completely portion size when it comes to it all.
Y'all are wild today, dude. The chat is wild.
Yeah, Gottman is saying Mike's new name is Charles Barkley. Elias says, I'm a certified torta pounder. Mike lacks the equipment. Why is being a torta pounder like a badge of honor? How about being a hot chick
Oh,
flounder? I don't understand.
I can't say it on air because I promised Elias I would. What happens in the chat stays in the chat, bro. But go look at the messages, Mike.
Since they sent her my way, I can talk to April about giving me all pass for a torta. Did the girl put out afterwards? I never saw her ever again, Joe. I told her, I'll call you later on tonight, and I didn't.
Block, block, block the phone. Blocked her on the phone. Oh God, Mike.
That's so funny,
They
Joe.
can't all be tens, right, Mike?
It's kind of like that scene in The Other Guys when Eva Mendes' character comes out and Will Ferrell's like, they're like, Mark Wahlberg's like, who is she? That's my wife. They all can't be first round draft picks. That's Eva Mendes.
Bro, man, I just watched that movie with her. What is it? Too Fast, Too Furious with my son.
Oh, was she in that?
Yeah, she was in that, bro. That movie's so freaking bad, dude. Like the lines that they have in there. We wait for one in particular, with Paul Walker, when he comes out in that one, and we start laughing, dude. Every single time that he says this one particular line, we just start cracking up, dude. But that movie's so bad, dude. That one and that Tokyo Drift, the kids like watching it. I don't know, they get a kick out of it. They think it's funny, but those movies are so bad, dude. The acting sucks, man.
I only saw the first one because I did it as a review back in San Antonio Sports Star days. I only saw the first one. I assumed they were all the same, just in different settings. And then you hear the word family. You do it for family, like he's a godfather, right? Oh, I got trapped into a chick show, Joe.
Oh God.
Do you ever get trapped into that with a significant other?
My daughter does. She had me watching. Was it Say Yes to the Dress? Like 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't let me leave, bro.
Okay, yeah. My youngest daughter got me into, or she would always want me to watch with her. Is it Cake or Cake Wars or
Oh
whatever?
yeah.
Anything involving cake. No, I am now officially starting season 3 of Ginny and Georgia on Netflix.
The hell?
Chica says that if I want to cuddle, I have to watch that show with her. And I kind of got into it, Joe. It's not the worst show in the world. It's not the worst show in the world. It's basically about a mother and daughter. The daughter's 15, the mother's 30. So she had her when she was 15.
Yeah.
And the mother has been leading a double life. She's like to her child, she is a strict good mom for the most part, but to the outside world, she's basically a con artist and a criminal. It's a good show. I mean, if you're gonna get stuck with a chick flick or a chick show, that's the one to be stuck with, Joe. It's pretty good. Progressive reaches out to us, says Mike is the working man burger at Burger Boy. God, Burger Boy sounds good, Joe. But I got to take my own cheese, man, because I cannot eat American cheese. Chica and I went to this one burger place where that guy got all racist with me, down in Marshall, Texas. It's called Juicy Burger. Pretty good place, though, man.
Juicy Burger.
It's called Juicy Burger. They also have a Juicy Taco over there. And the Mexicans run it, dude. So the workers are all Mexican. The cooks are all Mexican.
And that's where they were being racist to you?
Because they weren't being racist. It was the people in the restaurant were not the employees, but the patrons. But it was so funny because I was like, what kind of cheese are you gonna get? She goes, I was gonna get double American. And I looked at her and she just started laughing. She goes, I know you're a cheese snob. I get that. That's one thing I cannot do, Joe. Kraft singles are trash. Kraft singles, bananas, and weenie.
Banana and weenie. Weenie and egg, man. That's where it's at, Mike.
No, Joe. When I get hot dogs, they got to be the good kind, man. They got to be like the all beef kind, not this bar ass crap.
Bar ass.
If you know, you know.
The bar link, was it the bun link? The bar S.
Dude, we were in Oklahoma, and we went to the little grocery store that's over there. I mean, it's a tiny grocery store, and the only bacon they had was bar S, and it was like eating a tire.
It was all manteca.
I wouldn't even give that to my dog. It was gross.
You want the thick piece of bacon.
Yeah, Joshua says Mr. Hamburger in Huntsville is legit, not too far from Conroe, Mike. Yeah, Huntsville is like 30 minutes from here. That's where they zap people. Where they what are they called? Not the electric chair anymore. What do they do? The lethal injections at the
Lethal injection, yeah.
that's down the street. But Joe, you were talking about the idea of moving away from San Antonio as a possibility if the
Yeah.
Spurs move. I don't know if it's a joke or if it's
It's a
exaggeration.
joke, dude, but I really do want to move away from San Antonio at some point because as I'm getting older, I kind of like being near the water, whether it be a lake or whether it be the Texas coast. Why not both? Right? Maybe I go ahead and get a property near a lake, go get a property near the coast. If I'm you let's say do Airbnb, if I'm not going to be at the
Right.
coast all summer, the days that I do want to be there, I'm not going to rent it out. But I'm going to use the properties to turn make me some money, flip them and make some money off of them. But yeah, I'm just thinking about maybe, moving out, moving away and going somewhere else, but I'm not going to say it's going to be this year, but eventually, that,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go ahead and get me some type of travel trailer or an RV for sure. Cause I want to have the ability to be able to travel and be in comfort, not have to worry about having to rent a hotel, motel every single time you're going to travel somewhere. You just take your house with you, you know?
hmm Yeah, and we're entering that stage of life, Joe. That stage of life where we want to enjoy ourselves and be outdoors and not work as much. And
Want to see
it's ki-
trees, Mike.
well, it's exactly it, Joe. So it was funny because going to Oklahoma, we're under the pine trees. I was in Carthage, Texas, Joe, and I
Yeah.
remember the name Carthage, Texas, because of the movie Bernie with Jack Black, where he plays the mortician who kills an elderly woman in that movie. It's a true story, by the way. There is Texas changes over there. That is not Texas. That's the Confederacy out
Yeah.
there. But it's beautiful land, Joe. It's beautiful land. The lakes and the rivers over there. Was kind of disappointed by the Red River though, because we talk about the Red River rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma.
It's muddy water,
It
dude.
was muddy water. It wasn't actually a river. It was just mud.
Like a creek, dude. It's a
Yeah,
creek.
I thought it was gonna be like the Rio Grande. You know?
Oh no, man. It's dirty, dude. It's nasty. And it's call it the Red River because it's all red clay, you know?
Right.
And that's all that happens. Every time it rains or whatever, water just stays there because of the clay. It can't seep into the ground, so it becomes a little river and they call it the Red River. But the one place in Oklahoma that you haven't gone, I'd like to take you and Chica to one time because she's Apache, right? So I wanted to go ahead and say, hey, man, we should go visit this place because it has significance. That's where I was telling you they have Geronimo buried and all that.
Oh
Go see
yeah,
the
yeah,
grave.
yeah.
And you could even see the cliff site that he jumped off of, where he got his name from as he jumped off fleeing the cavalry, screaming Geronimo. It's a hell of a jump, dude. I'm like, damn, this dude was brave. He's crazy as hell, man. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's called the Wichita Mountains over in Oklahoma, near Fort Sill. It's really nice, dude. They have free range, free roaming bison that run around, you know, just unimpeded, dude. They're just on the road too. They're huge, dude. Have you never been near like a really big old live bison as it's
Right.
like right beside your car? This dwarfs your car, dude, or an SUV. It's like a big old SUV on wheels that can run like 30, 40 miles an hour, And they have like longhorn cattle that roam free as well. They also have like, you know, prairie dogs and all sorts of wildlife out there, man. And they have like this big lake. It's a huge lake in the middle of the mountain, right? And they have like this area, like it's like a pier that you can walk on, and it has like a bench, and you can sit down. And like during sunset or sunrise, the colors that come off of that, dude, it's just amazing, man. Like it's just almost like the lake on a really nice day. It's as smooth as glass, Mike. So
Mhm.
it's like you're watching a mirror. And then when the sun rises, it's like the sky's on fire. It's a beautiful place, dude. I
That's
think y'all
amazing.
would dig it. Y'all
Oh,
would dig it.
anything outdoorsy. In fact, Chica just texted me right now saying that the second she gets home, she wants to go for a hike.
There you
So
go.
we'll be doing something. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's Five has a couple of interesting posts right now. First, the new Funko Pop for Victor Wembanyama is out, so you can take a look at it. Just follow Jeff Garcia at Jeff G Spurs Zone. He also posted the fact that Playmaker released its watchability tier list for the 2025-2026 NBA season, which begins tonight. Must-see TV, Joe. They list 6 teams that are must-see TV. They include the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, the Lakers with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, the Rockets with Kevin Durant, the Knicks, the T-Wolves with Anthony Edwards, and look who they have listed as must-see TV, Joe.
Los Spurs.
Those Spurs, Joe. Gone are the days of the Spurs being boring, Joe. Those days are now gone. Under the super fun teams to watch, the Nuggets, the Thunder. Who's that middle one? Who's that third one right there? I can't even.
The Los Clippers.
Those Clippers, the Mavericks, the Hawks, and the Orlando Magic, the Enjoyable, the Cavaliers, the Pistons, the Hornets, the Grizzlies, Sixers, and the Pelicans. The save your time and don't bother watching. The Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers, Utah Jazz, and the Brooklyn Nets. I'll take it, Joe. Again, the NBA season kicks off tonight. The Spurs kick off tomorrow night, 8:30 tip-off. It's going to be a late tip-off on ESPN. Tonight, 2 games on the docket, both games on Peacock beginning at 6:30.
And what's the slogan, man? You're watching the cock.
You're watching the cock. If you want to flip, if you want to flip between games, you got to stroke the cock.
You gave them that one for free, huh, Mike? Okay. Can you imagine if the Peacock Network really did make shirts and put that as their slogan? Dude, it'd be going off. It'd be fire, bro.
That's funny. Joe, I think tomorrow, if I do go to the game in Dallas with Fernandez, which I think there's a pretty good chance of it. It's whether or not I get business in today that kind of justifies to me that I'm going to go. And if I can get a client meeting over there in Dallas, I'm going to wear my Shut Up Gina shirt underneath and the Spurs jersey on top. Maybe a Castle jersey on top. Shut Up Gina on the bottom.
Jeez.
So I can just go like this.
The Shut Up Gina. You know what? And we did get word, official word. I saw this. I think it was on KSAT yesterday because they were giving like the do's and don'ts, right, of polling. Mm-hmm. You can't wear any Spurs gear whatsoever if you're going to go vote because they feel that can sway somebody's vote. You can't wear a Spurs jersey. You can't wear a Spurs t-shirt. You can't wear a Spurs hat, anything that has a Spurs logo on it. You can't wear anything that says "Shut Up, Gina" or anything that says "Vote yes for Proposition A and B." You can't do none of that. You could wear a cowboy hat. You could wear boots. You could do whatever you want as far as any other attire. You can't have the vote for Proposition A and B shirts on whatsoever. And you can't wear any Spurs gear. Those are the big things that they say.
Now,
you can't
now
do.
I understand the no Gina shirt. That's fine.
Yeah.
I get that. But to say that you can't wear a Spurs shirt in San Antonio is stupid.
It is, but those are the rules.
That is stupid. By the way, more than 10,000 people voted yesterday. First day of early voting, which was considered to be a 44% increase compared to the last election back in May. We have a poll I forgot to mention on Twitter asking the question, are you disappointed the Spurs did not extend Jeremy Sochan, who is set to become a restricted free agent at the end of the season? 83% of people voted, Joe. In the 46 votes in this hour, 83% say nope, he needs to prove himself. Only 17% were like Matt Lerma, saying that they wanted him to stay and be extended. But it seems like more and more people are under the impression that Jeremy Sochan has not proven himself to be worthy of that extension just yet. It's amazing. It's almost like somebody knew this was going to happen from the get-go, Joe. This guy.
You know what? Look at that. Dallas doesn't know who Gina is.
Oh no, I wasn't. That's not for the Dallas crowd, Joe. That's for me to do a video or a TikTok or something like that while in Dallas. Letting them know.
I can wear a Tim Duncan Wake Forest jersey.
Mira.
You could probably get away with that. Like if you wore a shirt that has Wemby Tim Duncan, Sean Elliott, or somebody on it, as long as it doesn't say Spur.
What if you wore
What
the
can they tell you?
Area 210 alien shirt?
You could wear that. Doesn't have a Spur logo anywhere on it.
Let's go ahead and show our QR code, Joe, for those who want to buy anything from us on our merch. Beyond the Fourth Wall, our new merch is available. I love the. I have the one on the left. I have the Area 210 podcast one. I need to get the one with the Alamo. I've been neglecting to get that one for me.
The updated one. Oh, and we also have the Shut Up Gina shirts, but one that is going to be coming up here. I got to design that one. I'm hoping to be able to do that today if it's a little slow at work, which it hasn't been. I think it was Jonathan that had come up with this slogan: "Win or chancla."
Okay.
That one's puro, bro. You know, win or chancla.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got to see the design before I give my thumbs up on it. Hey, thank you again to P.F. Chang's La Cantera. They power today's show. Don't forget, Wednesday is Wines Day Wednesday. Half off bottles of champagne, half off bottles of wine over there. Go say hi to Sean Quintero, who's one of the big guys over there. Again, 8 new cocktails, Joe. Lychee Martini, you got to give it a try, Joe. I had no idea what a lychee was up until about 2 months ago. But Chica cannot get enough of them. Lychee Martinis, make it happen, Joe. Tonight, the NBA season kicks off tonight. Again, 2 games on the cock. And we'll see. I Warriors favorite over the Lakers. That's fine.
I wish we make some shirts that say, "What's Drew's name?" Gone.
An Spurs merchandise from La Purga will be okay.
Spurs, go Spurs, go. Can you imagine? Can they get mad at you for saying that? Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs. What if you wore a Spurs shirt? Was like, I have a Spurs shirt that's just the logo. It doesn't say Spurs on it. It just
Can't
says
do it.
It's just the logo.
They probably say no, can't do it.
Interesting.
I don't know, man.
Early voting is going on till Halloween. Go get your vote in.
You gonna vote, Mike? You gonna come back in town and vote?
I will be back in town next week, and I'll vote. Got to make it happen, Joe.
Oh, hold on.
There
Let's call it a show, Joe. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the beginning of the NBA season for the San Antonio Spurs. So we're excited about that. But don't forget to hit the like button on the way out, man. We got all these people watching, but very few likes. Hit the like button on the way out, man. Make it happen. Go to prior shows and hit the like button. Make that happen. Hook us up.
Yeah, hit the like button on your way out. Greatly appreciate it. Helps the show grow. But me and Mike gets back to work. He's got to make more money, and so do I.
Be back tomorrow. Go Spurs, go.
Yep. See ya.